Marcy Keckler, thank you so much for being here on the Valder BB Show. How are you today?
I'm great. I'm glad to be with you.
Well, you're here to talk about couples, sharing their retirement goals, but maybe don't see eye to eye. I'm surprised by that title, but tell me what new research you've done and what couples do or agree on or disagree on financially.
Well, I think anybody who's in a relationship or has been in a relationship knows there is a lot that happens at the intersection of love and money. And so at Ameriprise, we wanted to understand more about how do couples work together on their financial situation. And we heard some great news. We talked to 1,500 couples, both members of the couple, and we learned 95% of them say they trust their spouse or partner in their financial situation and with their financial life together. And almost as many, 93%, said they have shared goals for retirement. They have the same vision of what they want their retirement goals to be. So a lot of strengths for these couples. However, 1 in 4 of the couples also identified some areas of disagreement. And some of the common ones are things like how much they should spend on or give to their children and grandchildren, how much they should save for retirement, and even things like the fun stuff, how much they should spend on hobbies and travel. So big picture agreement, some areas of disagreement sort of at the detailed level.
I want my audience to know that Marcy Keckler, she's a Senior VP of Financial Advice Strategy at Ameriprise Financial. Marcy, let me ask you, so couples do they have things they're avoiding to talk about, or they just go along with whatever goes on?
Some of them are avoiding some important topics, and some of those topics are things that have some emotion attached to it. We found that over half of the couples who we talked to have not tackled something that's super important for everybody, and that is having an estate plan done. And sometimes people may avoid it because they don't really want to think about what happens when one or the other member of the couple is not around anymore. But all of us need to have some plans in place for that. And it's not just for people who have a lot of wealth. Sometimes people think that as well. We all need one. We all need things like a will, documents about what will happen if we have a health situation where we're not able to make our own healthcare decisions. What do we want done? Who do we want to make decisions? Those are all important parts of having an estate plan in place. And I know from my experience as a certified financial planner, once couples get that estate plan done, they feel a sense of relief. And it's also a great gift to their families to have things laid out, defined, and documented in advance so that when the time comes that those documents are needed, their family members don't have the stress of trying to figure things out when there's already a lot of stress happening in their lives.
I want my audience to really listen close to Marcy Keckler because she's got experience. She does this for a living. Marcy, they probably booked you to talk to my audience because my audience is made up of people born between 1946 and 1964. Those are people known as baby boomers. And these are tabletop topics that they're probably discussing. So thank you for being here.
It's my pleasure.
Okay, so what can couples listening, what can they learn from what you did and your company did in this survey?
A few things to learn. One is that the couples we talked to who had already retired didn't necessarily get to pick their retirement date. 17% of them retired because of a health situation, either their own or of a family member who they wanted to care for. And others didn't get to pick their retirement date because of something that changed at work, whether their job was eliminated, they were laid off, or in some cases they got an attractive early retirement package that they decided to take. So one thing to be aware of is that you might not be entirely in control of your retirement date. And another surprising finding is that couples who had already retired didn't necessarily retire at exactly the same time as each other. Couples who haven't retired yet often expect that'll be the case, but 2/3 of the couples that we talked to said they retired a year or more apart. And that might be a surprise to people who are still working as they think about what's coming. And so I think those are some good lessons that people who are not yet retired but thinking about it can learn from others who've already traveled that road.
Marcy, I'm so rich in having the opportunity to do this show because I'm on multiple platforms, from streaming to social media to FM radio. And I'm going to take this one from social media. And the poster, if I'm decoding it correctly, they say that them and their husband, they're on different plateaus, and they don't even get along in daily life. But yet she's always worried about retirement. How can your company give information to help her?
Well, the first thing I'll start with is that in our study, we talked to a lot of people, but 72% of them had been married or together 2 decades or longer. And those are some long-lasting relationships that I think we can learn from. And we asked those couples, what advice do you have for other people? And they had some great tips. One is to make sure that you're being honest and transparent in your conversations together about your financial goals. Second is to have healthy ways to work through disagreement. And we know disagreements are going to happen, but long-lasting couples have said having healthy ways to work through and reach consensus has made a difference. And they also recommend choosing a financial advisor together. That way, both members of the couple will be comfortable with and confident in the work that they'll do together with their advisor to come up with a comprehensive plan. So those are some strategies that couples who have trust in each other and have been together a long time would share with other couples, particularly some who might be just getting started on their financial lives together.
This is all great information. Do you have this online where people can see some of these results?
We do. We have the study findings as well as some tips for couples and money at ameriprise.com/couples.
Marcy Keckler, they say you are the top in the financial industry, and you prove that each time you've appeared on the Valder Beebe Show. I want to thank you for your information and for knowing so much about finances. Have a great day.
Thank you so much.
1,000 videos on ValderBeebeShow.com and YouTube.com/ValderBeebeShow. We upload new videos daily. Our site is a modern baby boomer platform with news and information important to boomers. Subscribe to YouTube.com/ValderBeebeShow and stay connected as I interview the world's most fascinating people.